Okay. So this past weekend, I went to go see the Marvels, and y'all already know I did a whole video on this before, just because a lot of reports had been coming out, like, oh, Nia DaCosta left early, the Marvels is disjointed. Like I saw a lot of reports saying like it's just it's not really given like that. The movie's not really up to par. So I entered the theater with low expectations and was pleasantly surprised. I think that they did way too much with that. I don't know. I don't think it deserved all the fucking shade and hate that it's getting. Like, I really don't. Okay, so the Marvels debut with like $47 million, making it the lowest box office opening ever in the history of the MCU. But I don't think it deserved that at all. There were a lot of reports, like I said earlier, that it was saying that it was going to be disjointed. It didn't make any sense. But to me, this is a similar situation when it comes to what happened with Eternals, right? Y'all told me that the Eternals sucked. It was, just a bad movie. And then I went in there and I'm like, girl, this was not a bad movie. What are you talking about? So to me, The Marvels was just like Eternals. It was a B+ movie to me. It was a good example of what a fun, quirky superhero movie should be. It had the right amount of comedy, but it didn't have it didn't have jokes that lasted for fucking 20 minutes while contributing nothing to the plot. Like how Thor was talking to his goddamn hammer for most of the plot in Love and Thunder, while that amazing villain, Gore the God Butcher, was kept on the back burner. In my opinion, at least. Kamala's family was funny, for example, right? But they didn't take up so much of the movie that they started to annoy me, right? I think they had a much better handle on Miss Marvel, her family, etc., or whatever in this movie than in the show, because maybe because the show felt like it was for just only for kids. I don't know. This movie felt a little more advanced, like they had a better handle on things. So let's just get into it. We know the villain, Dar-Ben, which was a great villain to watch. It was a fun villain to watch. We know the villain, Dar-Ben's homeworld, Hala, has a dying son, or had a dying son, and Captain Marvel helped start a civil war by destroying their AI. She thought she was helping out, and it did not. Dar-Ben was there when Carol destroyed the AI. She got wounded, and now she was ready to drag her ass across the universe while saving her home world by stealing resources from another planet. They gave this villain a very straightforward, understandable motivation. It wasn't too crazy, it wasn't too complicated. The team, Kamala, Monica, and Carol's powers, they were entangled, right? They were teleporting to each other's position every time they used their powers at the same time. So it didn't happen whenever they used their powers, right? It had to be them using their powers at the same time. And that kind of confused me just a little bit when I was watching the movie, because I was under the impression that anytime they use their powers at all, they teleported. But it seemed like anytime they use their powers at the same time is when they teleported. Because I was like, there were certain parts where like Monica flew or Captain Marvel let out a blast and they didn't teleport. I was like, what's going on? But it's at the same time, right? So they had some really, really, really fun fight scenes, to the point where, like, if I want to go back and rewatch the fight scenes, if I want to go rewatch them, you know what I mean? Go back on YouTube and look up how y'all did the powers, y'all did the fight scenes. That to me means that you're trying to entertain the hell out of my ass, and they did. I loved seeing them all have to practice using their powers, right, while they were entangled. The entanglement, no Jada Pinkett, but the entanglement happened when Monica reached out and touched the malfunctioning jump point, right? I love when Nick Fury was like, why the fuck would you he was asking Monica, like, why the hell would you touch it? And Monica was like, well, girl, it's mysterious and glowing. Like, why would I not touch it? Nick was like, okay, well, how about we don't touch shit that's mysterious and glowing like that? Like, that was funny. It was a joke. It was fun. And we moved on to the next thing. Like, oh my God, I want y'all to take notes. I don't know, y'all. Like, y'all already know. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it over and over. Because I'm queer, I find different kinds of shit funny than the rest of these fan bros. You see what I'm saying? No shade, these white fan bros, like, this shit is not funny. I want me to laugh. And now I'm sitting here watching 20 minutes of the same fucking joke. Why is Thor having a relationship with this goddamn hammer? Get the fuck out my face. Now, because of the history of the entire industry and the way that black characters are so often treated, I was very scared that Monica was gonna be the black sidekick, you know what I mean, who gave snarky remarks, neck rolls and eye rolls, and the sassy black woman, you know what I mean, without actually contributing to the plot or having a journey of her own. But that thankfully was not the case. First of all, Teyonah Parris is an extremely talented actress. Let's get that out there. Let's make sure we know that. Tiana, you ate that up. I love that we got to see her explore her powers more. She likes to phase through people and things a lot, which I liked to see because her and Carol's powers are so similar. So I like that they both use their powers so differently. Also, I love that scene when when Monica had to save Kamala by trying to fly. Nick was like, "Get your ass up there, girl." We see that one of Monica's major emotional plot points was the fact that Carol told her ass, "I'm gonna be right back." As a kid, like, Carol told her, "Yeah, girl, I'm gonna be right back." And that definitely was not the case. It took her years, decades for her to return. So Monica seeing Kamala worship Carol in the same way that she used to revere Carol was definitely weird for Monica. And I think that fact definitely came across in their interactions. Right? So I loved also when the girls used that memory thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Carol whipped out that memory shit and they looked in each other's heads because they wanted the location of Aldana, the planet that Darben was going to take the water from. You know, Kamala, when she was on the ship, she had seen that map to where they were heading, but it was so quick and she didn't really know how to read that shit. So Carol was like, just let me see it. And while they were walking around each other's minds, we find out that Carol had visited Marie, Monica's mother, while she was dying of cancer. This was during the time when Monica was blipped, right? So like there was this whole emotional arc that I really like to see between Monica and Carol happen, right? Especially because of the first Captain Marvel movie we just saw when Monica was real young and So it was just like, I really like to see that. I loved their new suits. Like, I absolutely loved it. Was a moment when they were on Aldana and like all three of them were on the screen and their suits were so nice. They were so bright. It was just, I was like, yes, this is what I need. This is what I want to see. You know what I mean? Okay, let's jump to the end, right? And this was after Darben had did what she did and tore a hole in that shit. So, and I'll get to that in a second, tore a hole in reality, but I'll get to that in a second. Can someone explain to me, because Kamala, they wanted to check to see if they were still entangled after all that shit went down, right? So Kamala glowed without the bangles. Like, Kamala glowed without the bangles. And Monica used her powers at the same time. They did not teleport to each other's position. So they're like, okay, we're not entangled anymore. But what's going on with the bangles? Because I thought that the source of Kamala's powers were the bangles. And I know they're talking about, oh, Kamala's a fucking mutant, whatever. But she was glowing without the bangles. I don't think I've ever seen her do that before, unless, I'm missing something. So I just thought that the source of her powers were the bangles. But now it seems like they're saying that, are they implying that the bangles are just used to channel her shit? Like, or to, help her manipulate the energy better if she already a mutant? I don't know. Someone let me know if I'm missing something. Okay, so Darben ends up tearing a hole in space-time, like I said, to another reality. She destroys herself in the process. It's just a mess, right? I love that Monica had her moment at this time, right? Because Carol and Kamala powered her ass up and she closed the tear in reality. And obviously, I feel like if she was powerful enough to get to this other reality, to close the hole in reality, I feel like she's powerful enough to get the fuck back. I feel like the only reason she couldn't stay in this reality, in our reality, is because Marvel said, girl, we got to incorporate the X-Men. Because I'm like, if you're so powerful that you can close up this damn hole in reality, you should be powerful enough to do that and stay in your own reality. But whatever. We will pick back up with this in the credit scene, which I'll talk about a little bit later. I definitely wanted to see how Carol reignited the dying sun. Like, I understand that we saw it and we saw her fly to the sun and it got brighter. I just think personally it was too quick because, she was mentioning how she never had done anything like that before. So it would have been cool if we saw her inside the sun, struggling with it a little bit, trying to figure out how the mechanics work, and then eventually succeed. But I was definitely looking forward to this scene because I was like, okay, it would be so cool to see how she powers up the sun or whatever, even though I don't know if that's exactly how the suns and shit work. Like, bitch, that whole dying ahead of schedule, bitch, y'all hoes just need to get the fuck out. Y'all hoes need to get the fuck out. I don't think you just pour more. I don't know if that's how it works, girl. And I'm supposed to because I'm obsessed with space, but it makes sense that, you give something, if it's running out of fuel and about to like die, it makes sense that all you have to do is power it up. But I'm sure things are a little bit more complicated than that. Either way, it's a superhero movie, whatever, girl. We ain't fucking rocket scientists, whatever. But either way, I would have liked to see her grapple with that sun a little bit more than she did. Of course, the Valkyrie cameo, can't forget about that. She took the surviving Skrulls to Asgard. What else? Kamala goes to, okay, so let's talk about the very, very end. Kamala goes to recruit Kate Bishop for, obviously, the Young Avengers. She also brings up Ant-Man's daughter. And I'm just like, Kamala, you really thought you really think you Nick Fury, bitch? Like, it's so funny. She was sitting in the dark, in Kate's shit. Like, bitch, I would be like, girl, who the hell are you sitting in the dark in my goddamn house? Get the fuck. But it was funny. It was a cute scene. I would just like to say, either way, just call me when y'all got Wiccan and Speed and Hulking. Like, bitch, I do not care about arrows, no shade. I don't care about Miss Bullseye. You know what I'm saying? Give me the girls with the powers, babes, and that's it. But yeah, obviously they tease in this whole Young Avengers thing. I wonder, where the fuck is Wiccan? Where the fuck is Hulkling? Like, y'all, please stop playing with me. Y'all better get this shit together with Agatha. Where's Hulkling coming from? Y'all talking about Skrulls, bitch, and we ain't seen no glimpse of Hulkling yet, bitch. I'm telling y'all, do not piss me off. Do not piss me off. Okay, let's talk about this post-credit scene, because obviously when Monica went through and tried to fix this hole in reality, she says she has to stay on the other side. So she wakes up in the infirmary at the X mansion after having been trapped in this reality, right? And obviously Binary found her. The first person she sees is Binary, her mom, but obviously this is in a different reality, so she technically isn't her actual mom, right? Apparently this version of Binary is a part of the X-Men team, so that's going to be, at least in this reality, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to even tie all this together. Then we see the Beast character pop up, and he mentions Charles. Now, y'all could have chose a different X-Men, no shade to Beast, but I'm just like, girl, get this motherfucker out of here. Oh, y'all love it. Girl, get his ass out of here. Y'all could have chose a different X-Men. Give me something else. Give me something. Beast is not very high on my list. When I get the real heavy hitters, get the girls out here, get the telekinesis, telepathy girls, get the energy, get the energy girls down here, bitch. But I'm gonna give y'all, that. They trying to set up for Deadpool and all of that. I love how Marie asks Monica, like, who are you? And Monica's like, oh, goddamn. How do I even explain this shit? How do I even explain this shit now? Okay, so I don't know how I feel 100% about this X-Men thing. Like, yes, okay, I love the fact that X-Men have appeared and he talking about Charles and X, Y, and Z. But I'm just like, is this another reality that ain't nothing gonna come out of it? Like, are you just showing shit? You're just showing Beast and showing this motherfucker and expecting us to get excited. It's just like, girl, we should have been had X-Men. Like, oh my God. So I'm hoping that this actually leads somewhere, because you talking about, you should have just rolled Charles' ass out there, girl. The Beast talking about, oh girl, Charles trying to check Charles on the update, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Where's his ass at? Tell his ass to come down here. Where Jean at? Where Emma at? Like, what's the tea? What's the tea? No, but I'm very curious as to how they're gonna tie all this shit together, because if we are going to be participating with the X-Men and all type of shit, and they're in another reality, that means that either you have to bring all of our bitches over there to this reality, or y'all gotta drag the X-Men from their reality to here. So are we even going to be seeing or focusing on this version of the X-Men at all, because they're in a whole nother reality? Or are they just like, okay, girl, the X-Men are coming? Like, you know what I mean? How should we take this end credit or post credit scene? Because y'all be teasing a whole bunch of shit and y'all kill them hoes off. So I'm just like, when is the actual X-Men coming, and which iteration of the X-Men, which reality are we gonna actually be interacting with? Because I feel like I really only care about the main the main Marvel reality. So I think I'm just very interested in seeing how exactly they're gonna tie all this together. But yeah, I mean, this movie was the lowest box office ever for MCU, and I just think that shit is just completely not deserved at all. Like, not deserved at all. I'm thinking this movie about to be really bad compared to Ant-Man Quantumania, compared to Love and fucking Thunder, compared to that confusing ass Loki show. I don't care what y'all talking about. This movie was really good. I was expecting something worse than Quantumania with the way that people were talking. Like, Quantumania is a fucking mess. And I feel like y'all racists and misogynists, let me clear it. Let me get that clear. Y'all racists and misogynists see these women or black women characters trying to lead some shit, and y'all immediately start shitting on it. Objectively, Love and Thunder and Quantumania were worse, much worse than the Marvels. And I'm saying objectively, okay? Yeah, there's absolutely no way you can watch all the movies and be like, oh, well, the Marvels was just absolute shit and it deserved this box office. No, it didn't. Y'all be racist and misogynist. That's really the tea. But y'all be missing out on good movies. That's fine. More for the girls, more for us, more for the people who actually have taste. All right? Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the movie. If you watched it, let me know if you're gonna check it out after this video, because girl, y'all should. If you were iffy about it, it's a fun movie, and I'm not talking about like fun, like slapstick, dumb shit, like frat bro comedy. You know what I'm talking about. I hate that shit. I hate that frat bro bullshit. So it's fun in a sense, like it's a comic book movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but in the moments when it needs to take itself seriously, it does. You know, and that's all we asking for, girl. That's all we asking for when it comes to these movies. Why is it so complicated? But yeah, when we get a good thing, y'all fuck it up. When we get a good thing with Eternals, y'all act like it wasn't good. When we get a good thing with Captain Marvel, the Marvels, y'all act like it wasn't good. I'm sorry, but y'all don't have taste. Y'all don't have taste. Check it out. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.